And episode 2 is live. Gritty on screen. What y'all know about it? Oh, Sean. Okay. Episode 2, baby.
Let's go.
Y'all thought episode 1 was good?
This is about to be fire.
Number one.
Number one
on Spotify. Last week we made it.
We hit platinum, and it went crazy.
We should just start lying on the pod. Oh yeah, we actually got an Oscar last week. I'm so
Okay, we're back.
Oh, we're back.
And we're back.
Testing. You hear me? Yeah, I think that's good.
Yeah, that should honestly be fine.
But yeah, I'll be straight. Episode 2. I want to start this off. I've been thinking about this. I think we have beef. But here's why. We start the pod. We did episode 1. I was like talking to all my friends. I was like, "Oh, give me feedback, blah blah."
Yeah.
And they were like, "Oh, XYZ and XYZ, and you need to do this better." And they were like,
"Damn."
Oh, but Ayana, perfect.
Wait, what were they?
I'm
Wait.
pissed.
Wait, what were they saying about you though?
No. Oh, it was actually nothing. But everyone was raving about you, and I was annoyed. Because if anything, if we're like co-hosts, like not this, like 3/4, 1/4, but I'll let it go.
I don't know. You literally just brought it up. So I don't know if you're letting it go.
I meant to let it go, but I didn't. But anyways, pod time.
Oh my god.
I think it just shows the appreciation that the fans have.
So true. Thank you guys.
Thank you, fans. Couldn't do it without you. Episode
Literally.
2. Oh, by the way, in case we cut that first part out, we're number 1 on Spotify, number 1 on YouTube. We won an Oscar and a Grammy.
Yeah, for Kenny's rap.
When we messed up, I was rapping. Yep. That checks out.
Okay, so today we are going to be talking about movies that we were not allowed to watch as children,
Or else
we would die. And yeah, so I gave Genny his homework assignment to watch some media that he wasn't allowed to interact with when he was a child. And what did you end up watching?
Yes. All of them? Do you want me to list them all?
Just whatever what
Sure.
did you end up watching? How much did you watch?
Well, I told you before, so I was not allowed to watch these shows or movies or whatever capacity as a child. I had since, before this podcast, watched them in some capacity. But I did go back and watch, and if we want to start, I can start with this. The Adventures of Billy, the Grim
Adventures of Billy and Mandy, the Cartoon Network show.
Yes. That was
banger.
So if y'all haven't seen this, and we looked it up, but I'm actually can I read the premise?
Yeah.
Because it was actually
totally
kind
read the
of
premise.
insane.
I think that if people haven't seen the show, they're probably not funny.
Yeah.
They're probably a little less funny. I mean, honestly,
Yeah.
the humor in the show, I think it still holds up so well.
100%.
Oh my god.
100%.
I was like, is this why I'm so annoying? Probably. Also,
I will
SpongeBob.
hit on. Yeah, SpongeBob's awesome,
Yeah.
and also everyone's personality is rooted in SpongeBob one way or another.
So true.
I will hit on some negatives of the show that I took notes on, but we'll get there.
Okay.
The point of the show, let's see, American television, blah blah blah. It follows Billy, an extremely dim-witted, which is kind of a harsh.
He's not
adjective.
smart. I mean, is it bad if it's true?
That's a good point.
Is that a bad thing to say?
That maybe.
I
Hey, you're dumb,
You're
but
stupid.
it's true. So
We can touch on that later.
Yeah. We'll go back to it. Happy-go-lucky boy and Mandy, a cynical, remorseless girl who, after winning a limbo game
Yes.
to save Billy's pet hamster, gains Grim, the mighty Grim Reaper, as their best friend.
Yes.
Insane.
So what episode did you watch?
I watched an episode. I forgot the exact title, but basically it was like a beauty pageant because Cindy was being told she was ugly by the popular girl, and I think
Mandy?
Cindy. Wait, Mandy.
Cindy?
Mandy. Sorry,
No.
Cindy was the popular girl.
Yeah.
I'm confusing.
He's
I
fake
obviously
fan.
didn't watch. Yep, fake fan.
Fan.
Fake fan. But I wasn't allowed to watch
Because
as
you
a
messed
kid.
up on the first episode too. I think you said something was from. You said Gravity Falls was Cartoon Network.
Yeah.
or
By the
something
way,
like
about that, people were straight up giving me flack in real life.
Because
So-
you were wrong.
And it's okay to make mistakes.
Okay.
But
Anyways.
so, well, okay. First off, the reason I wasn't allowed to watch this, probably the Grim Reaper, and you'll probably see hints of this throughout the episode. My parents just were they weren't super protective. I'm one of 5 siblings, so like I had. Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't know that.
I feel like I did, but maybe it's just surprising every
It
single
always
time
is
I
surprising. Yeah, there's way too many of us. Like, get us out of here. At least one of us have to. No, let me stop. There were so many of us, so like we were allowed to kind of do and watch whatever.
Mm.
They just couldn't keep tabs on all of us. But there was a lot of the times it was like if it was anything like spooky or like just any sort of like devil type of field, my parents were like, no way, like you're gonna get possessed at 3 a.m. You know, it's like, what?
That is so funny because that's like literally, I also wasn't allowed to watch Billy and Mandy, but eventually my mom was like, oh my God, I don't care. Thanks, Mom. But yeah, it was the same reason. It was like, it was dealing with like death and like supernatural elements.
Right.
This is what happens when you're raised Baptist. And like, we weren't raised like, I wasn't raised like super strict Baptist because apparently they don't go to the movies and they don't dance.
Oh, I didn't know this.
That's like super strict. Now, we were never that strict, but she was very serious when it came to like stuff that I couldn't like watch.
Yes, same.
So
question for you. Did you celebrate Halloween as a kid?
Yeah.
I didn't for a couple years. Yeah.
Oh, that's I can't relate to
that. They were pretty, My parents were like, no.
We would always make it, she would always take us to like a trunk or treat at the church though. And then we would go around.
Yeah.
To make it a little holier, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's cool. I did a couple trunk or treats, but there were years where we just didn't do anything.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I'm sad. That's
a little depressing.
Yeah. We celebrate now.
Okay.
I like throw candy at kids. I'm like, take candy, please. I didn't get any.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean?
No,
just, like,
because I had a. So I don't know what you mean, unfortunately. Oh,
no, that's fair. That's fair.
That's sad.
But
anyways,
the show here, I took
the
some
episode,
notes.
yeah.
The episode was good. I think it was a little bit like, it was just like insane. Like Cindy, the evil girl, or like the popular girl,
little red. I think she's redhead.
Yeah. Was straight up like bullying is light. Like she was straight up abusing the main protagonist character and being like, you're ugly, you're fat, you're stupid. And I was like, yo, this is insane because some kids are like this.
Yeah.
And so like
probably shouldn't be laughing.
And then I'm sorry, that's point 1 of the show is a little crazy. Point 2, Erwin was the like
the nerdy
Erwin,
black kid.
I'm gonna show a photo.
We
of
love
Erwin.
her.
Yeah, he's insane.
Also, his lore in the show is like actually kind of crazy.
Wait, do you know it?
Yes, I've seen so many episodes. I'm pretty sure his dad is like a No. He's like half mummy or something.
What?
Yeah, I swear to God.
This is Erwin. He does not look like me. No one say that in the comments. With me with glasses on.
Oh no. Yeah, literally. Okay, so his mom, yeah.
He was like half mummy?
No, she was a mummy. Like she was straight up dead. Like that's his mom. I don't know.
That's horrifying.
Yeah, I don't know how he was like so normal, but
Well, that's another point that I had made. It's just like it's kind of a dark show.
Oh,
like,
he's also half vampire. I forgot. Dude was
cool.
crazy.
That's actually kind of cool.
Anyways,
it's kind of a dark show, but it also had hints of like it was really funny. It is still really comedic, like just
obviously
written,
hilarious.
And one of the scenes I was like starting, and Mindy, opens Mandy. God
dang, you don't know nothing.
You
don't know nothing.
Mandy opens her locker, and Erwin is in there sucking on a lime, like very sensually.
I literally, I can when I close
scene?
my eyes, I see that. I literally see it in my mind. Like I'm so serious.
He was straight up like it was disgusting. And then like you're watching this, and you're like, yo, like adults made this show. Like they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. I think it was just a crazy show. I would probably let my kids watch in the sense of like I'm probably not a super strict parent. I wouldn't be, I don't think.
Mm-hmm.
But it is a little bit like, these kids are just really mean to each other on the show, and like I maybe wouldn't want my kids to be like that. But it's also kind of funny.
Do you think that like kids watching something like immediately sort of like adapt to these traits that we see on the screen?
Yeah, that's a good question. I would say immediately no. But I will say, passively and through time, definitely.
Okay.
Some traits.
I feel like that kind of makes sense. Because, I mean, like, if we look at it, like us, people our age, like, we take humor from, like, these children's shows. But I wouldn't say that I am SpongeBob.
Definitely.
I wouldn't say that I have his traits. I mean,
Definitely.
humor from the show, obviously, but that also like
Yeah.
resonates with people my age. So it's also like a generational thing as
Yeah,
well.
definitely.
I don't know, but I do remember growing up a lot of, and like, I don't know if this is true. It's probably not, to be completely honest. Like children mimicking the things that SpongeBob would do on the show. And again,
yeah.
I don't know if that's true or not, but I just feel like that just feels like some sort of like media hysteria. Like, you know, when people
Agreed,
are
agreed.
like, we shouldn't let people play violent video games because it makes people violent,
So
which has
annoying.
been, I'm pretty sure, disproven like multiple
So many
times,
times.
which is like insane.
Yeah.
So I feel like the same can be said for like TV shows and stuff. Now, I
I
think
would agree.
younger audiences are a lot more impressionable, but I feel like it kind of falls upon the parents to be like, okay, you can watch this, but like, let's like think
Talk
a little
about
bit
it.
critically
Yes.
about it, you know?
I agree 100%. And that's kind of where I was coming from, where it's like, I don't love this like strictness because that just hides you from the world that is a true place, like, and things happen. And so it's like having honest conversations about it first and being like, why is this guy doing this? Why should you not do this? Or should you, you know? I think my biggest fear though, and just like, or maybe example of how kids are a little impressionable is like, bro, Twitch nowadays, like kids will watch like Kai Cenat or something like that and just like freaking like copy 1-to-1 like I am this guy.
Did you see that video of him?
Already
the thousands of videos about that
Yeah.
man. The video of him like acting out in like Jamaica. Did you
No.
see that
No, I
video?
didn't.
I'll show you after the podcast. But
Okay.
basically, he's in Jamaica with some of his buddies or whatever. And I think it's like a festival or something. And do you know what like whining is? Like it's like a
Whining? No.
Jamaican dance thing. Anyways,
Oh, cool.
it can be taken as sexual. And honestly, I'm not super like well versed in it.
Sure.
But people in the comments were like Jamaican people in the comments were like, Kai Cenat, this is not how you do this like traditional like dance that is very tied to our culture. Like you were just
wow.
like sexually harassing these women.
Oh,
and I was like,
man, that's tough.
and so many people were talking about like his audience is so young and impressionable, and it's like you show him being like really weird and like sexually charged. Like it's just like kind of disappointing because like
yeah, right.
I've seen plenty of clips, and like don't get me wrong, the guy's kind of funny, but like so many things that he does at the same time are like so irresponsible, and like children
100%.
are just like, oh, it's fine.
100%.
Like
yeah.
no, it's not.
Yeah.
But
And for
okay.
those who don't know, Kai Cenat is like a Twitch
It's
streamer.
like a Twitch
so he's,
streamer,
like, live.
influencer guy who
Yeah.
does silly things. And
Yeah, and like there are moments where like I'll see on TikTok, I'm like, oh, this is funny.
Yeah.
I'm like, he's just a kid getting his bag, which like I'm all
like,
for.
sure, yeah.
But then you're like, you kind of do have to have some responsibility of just
Oh,
like
definitely.
your audience is 10, you know.
Right.
Yeah, it's crazy. But going back to our list, I do think with animated shows, it's a little different. You can kind of disassociate and be like, yeah, I'm obviously not this Grim Reaper. Like, I'm
Okay,
just,
true.
Like, it's just like funny. Also, Grim has a Jamaican accent or something.
He does.
It's so
which
good.
is so funny.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know why, but it was just so ridiculous.
It was low-key great,
him.
great taste. Like,
We love him.
yeah, that was awesome. There's that episode. I do remember this, and I didn't even watch this one. It's just one that stuck with me. Grim, like, I guess fell in love with a mother and just like somehow seduced her.
A
It was just like,
mother?
yeah, it was so
Someone's
comical.
mom.
Yeah, like someone's mother, and they were like, she fell in love with him. It was so good. It was just funny.
Interesting. I don't know if I remember that one, but I
I'll
do
send
remember
it to
him
you.
falling in love with like a goth girl or something.
Yeah, I think
I
it
remember
was.
that episode. Wait, okay, the beauty pageant episode. I think I
Yes.
remember how it ends. It's like Mandy smiles or something,
Yeah.
and then the world like ends.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Admittedly, I didn't finish that episode.
It's literally like 12 minutes long.
I have a TikTok attention span. No, I'm playing. I love movies. I watch movies.
I was about
But
to say, I'm like, Kenny.
honestly, I'll be honest with you. I had to go to work. Like it was like
Oh,
I watched
okay.
over lunch, and I
That's
was like,
fair.
yeah.
That's fair.
I was like, I should probably work today, but yeah. All right, what's something else that you weren't allowed to watch?
So a little background. I was not allowed to watch like supernaturally sort of things.
Same.
And the main thing that really my mother was like very adamant about was Harry Potter. We were not allowed to watch that man in our household, which was crazy because like I'm pretty sure my dad read the books, which I guess was okay. I don't know.
Yeah.
There was a lot of plot holes in that sort of mindset. And so obviously again, as I got older, my mom was just becoming more lax, which thank God. But so I've still never seen a Harry Potter movie all the way through. I've seen clips and stuff, but my homework assignment, I watched one of the Harry Potter movies. I asked Andrew, my partner, which one was the best one because I don't want to waste my time.
Yep.
And he said Prisoner of Azkaban is a pretty good one.
I've heard.
And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of liked it.
Come on.
It kind of slayed a little
Come
bit.
on.
It's pretty good. I
Come
was
on.
like, it's kind of good.
Yeah.
Now, am I a Harry Potter fan now? Potterhead?
Potterhead.
Potterhead? No.
Yeah.
But I am Slytherin.
No.
Do you know what you are? Do you know what house you are?
I'm probably the.
You give me Hufflepuff.
I'm definitely a Hufflepuff. Like I'm just like hee hee,
You're
kind
having
of
a
silly.
good time, little
Yeah.
silly. Yeah.
But one thing we did relate on this, Ion and I, before the show or before the episode. Like I also had a very similar upbringing where it was like was not allowed to watch Harry Potter. It was witchcraft and kind of like it's not realistic, blah blah blah. And admittedly, a little. Like it's fine. Like you can watch Harry Potter and just like be a normal human. You know what I mean?
Yeah, literally.
But I honestly don't think I missed out on much. Like I'm a little bit. This could turn quickly into a Harry Potter like hate episode, which I don't want, because it is good. But it was just like my brother. Actually, here's what I'll get at. My younger brother watched everything because he also didn't watch it, but he watched it recently. And he came back to me. He was like, "Ken, so overrated." He was like, "Bro, the final scenes, just like okay."
God. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I didn't miss out either. I'm like, I think I'm okay, but I'll probably watch more of the movies, but I don't think I'm going to become like a hardcore fan. I think that's just like a bit much.
A little bit.
Personally.
A little bit.
Anyways, Prisoner of Azkaban.
Talk about it.
I'm going to be honest, I don't really remember. Wait, okay, so Harry's back in school. I'm going to try to synopsize this from memory. He's back in school. And there's this guy, Sirius Black. He has escaped from prison. He's like notorious. Oh, because he sides with Voldemort or something, and he basically like snitches on Harry's parents. So he's basically the reason why they got killed.
Snitch.
And so everyone's like, "Oh my God!" Like obviously he's coming to finish the job and kill Harry. So like Hogwarts is on like martial law. Like there's like Dementors, these little things that are like in the prisons that like capture the prisoners and stuff like that. And there's also this professor who's like new or whatever, and he saves Harry from a Dementor.
I think I've seen this one.
Probably. But yeah, so that's basically it.
Wait, how does it end?
It ends. Spoiler. It ends.
Spoiler.
Wait, I don't even know if I can say how it ends because there's so many like little intricacies, and if I feel like, oh, here's the ending, like it would make like no sense.
Sure.
But I was watching it with Andrew, and I do this pretty often. Probably because I was a film studies major and because I've just seen so many things. Like I was predicting so many things that would happen. It was just like laughable at one point. Like, okay, at the end, like Harry gets a new broom because he broke his broom or whatever, and everyone's like, "Whoa, the new Turbo Werbo 3000 broomstick!" And so Harry takes it for a ride. And he's like, whoa. It's like a little corny. And then I turned to Andrew. I was like, there's going to be a freeze frame at the end, isn't there? He's like, shut up. And there's a freeze frame. I'm like, I told you.
Yeah,
I was like, I knew it.
Crazy.
I was like, I knew it was coming. I was like, you can feel it. He's like, that was like the fifth time I did that throughout the whole movie. And he was like, I don't believe you haven't seen this movie because you predicted so many things. And I was like, he was like, how do you do that? I was like, sometimes you can just feel when something's about to happen, like with the tone of a movie. And like, it was like, switching between like comedic and like serious at times, and I was like, it's a freeze frame. Like I feel it. It's a perfect way to end this semi-corny movie.
Okay.
And there was this one plot point. It was like this new professor, and one of the first things he says in his class, he's like something about werewolves or something, and I was like, he's a werewolf, isn't he? He's a freaking werewolf.
Was he?
Yeah. It was so off. I was like, he's obviously a werewolf.
You gotta be kidding me.
He's obviously a werewolf.
Yeah.
Now there were some things that threw me for a loop, but there were a lot of things that I was like, oh, this is this. And Andrew was like, are you serious right now?
Well, I think you hit on a great point. I feel like Harry Potter is just a little bit stereotypical and like sometimes a little basic.
But it
I
is
think
a
it's
children's
because
book.
That, and I think it's like, if you think about when it was made, like it was early 2000s, whatever.
Sure.
To where we've adapted a lot from Harry Potter to where now they look kind of old and outdated. But at the time, it probably was like new and exciting and like nothing like this before seen. Potentially, I don't have any.
I don't know about all that.
You don't
I
think
definitely,
so?
I do think it. I think it withstands the test of time.
For sure.
I don't. I
For
do
sure.
think it's a very good movie. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah.
I was sat. I was sitting down.
Yeah.
I was enthralled even.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Just it's like even if it's like a movie, like if it's like a new movie, it's out. It's like I can just tell when something's about to happen.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm just like, this is going to happen, or it's like this person is evil. This person's going to
Yeah.
betray so or so. I don't know. You can just like feel it.
Do you always call it out, or do you just think it to yourself?
Sometimes I'm like, okay, I'm gonna keep this to myself because
Yeah.
I don't. It's usually when I'm with Andrew and I'm like, I don't want to say anything. It's like let's just see how it plays out, and then sometimes I'll be like, knew it. I knew it, but then
Yeah.
it's like, did you really know it, or
Yeah,
are you just saying
right,
that?
yeah.
So to prevent that, sometimes I'll be like, let me tell you what's exactly about to happen, and then I'll just do it.
Oh,
like I wish
wow.
Andrew was here to attest to this, but I don't know.
I believe.
Sometimes it's kind of annoying because it's like I wish something would like throw me for a loop more often.
That's fair.
It's like kind of exhausting.
I have 2 follow-up questions. One, I think I'm the opposite. Like I go into movies and I'm like, I don't think. I just watch and consume. Because if I
Okay.
sit and analyze, then yeah, I'm spoiling it in my head. I'm like over analyzing it, and like, but sometimes what I end up doing, which is poor, is like we'll leave the movie and my wife Marie is like, oh, did you get this? And like, think about this, and oh, how this tied with this? And I was like, no, I just thought it was cool. Like, it's just so.
That's
dumb.
kind of how Andrew is too. But since we started dating, he's becoming more like film study, analyzing-y stuff. Because when we first started dating, I'd be like,
Yeah.
I'm like, this symbolizes this
Courage
color.
again?
No, literally,
Sorry.
this symbolizes this. This color means this. And he's like, how do you know this stuff? I was like, well, I paid a couple $1,000s
to know this
stuff.
Yeah.
But
That's
yeah,
cool.
I don't know. It's honestly, it's something that I can't even like turn off anymore. It's just,
Yeah.
it's like breathing.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Well, I was gonna say, was there a movie that did kind of like a recent one where you were like, oh wow, I would never have predicted that?
Hold on. I think
I
my
feel like
notes-
Barbarian was that for me.
I think my notes are synced on my iPad. Because sometimes when I'm in movies, if I need to talk to Andrew afterwards, like
That's fair.
it'll be there.
I will say this to the audience: if y'all have not seen Barbarian and like horror movies, go watch it. You didn't like it?
It's okay.
I just thought it was fun.
I thought
It was, like, such a fun
kinda-
ride.
I thought it was kind of like.
Don't say boring.
whatever.
Whatever.
I thought it was
The
kinda
ending, I could see
whatever.
being like, all right, this is meh.
The
The ending was
the
meh.
ending when that
Yeah,
when that thing jumped off
yeah.
the roof.
The ending was meh.
I was like, yo, I can't,
But
I can't.
dude, like, it almost felt like 3 different genres at a couple points. That's cool. I'd argue.
I
this.
don't like that. I don't know how it feels about that.
Go check it out, Barbarian. At some. I don't
If
know
you
when it's
want
on.
to. If you want to.
Anna's hating. She's
I'm a
hating.
hater. I'm a hater. I don't even care. I'll say I'm a hater. I'm a proud hater.
Proud hater.
I'm looking through my little
Proud
notes.
hater. Stand up.
I
My
can't.
fault.
I can't find anything that has really
Wow.
thrown me for a loop
That's,
lately.
we need to like.
You should. I'm like, let me look at my movies.
Well, this
that
needs
put
to be
around
like
me.
your newest mission. Like you need to watch a movie that actually you're
threw me
like,
for a loop.
yeah.
Wait, true. I'm sure there are plenty, but I just can't think of any right now
'Cause
off the top of my head.
Meanwhile, every movie throws me for like. I watched Godzilla, the newest Godzilla, and I was like, whoa. -1. Have you seen that yet?
No,
That was so good.
I'm not big into kaiju films, but
I thought you said you liked them.
I don't know.
That's
Did I
okay.
say that?
They're
I
kind of
don't know.
boring.
Okay.
That's not true.
I don't
They're
like
kinda
watching
fun.
them, but I like learning about the lore about the little monsters.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah, that's what I
think you were
said.
saying.
I'm
But
a
you don't
Mothra
like
girl.
action either.
I don't really like action movies.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think they're kind of boring and predictable.
Well, I think this was a good like balance because I see some dude punch. I'm like, yeah, fun.
I don't know. It's just like when you've seen like 10 action movies, you're like, I've seen them all.
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
But it's the cinematography, it's the choreography.
Okay, the choreography does.
Yeah,
Kind of
it's
I mean,
fire.
choreographing fight scenes is such a talent.
You need to watch
like,
Monkey Man.
Kenny's trying
We'll
to
get
get me
to
to
it.
watch Monkey Man, and
We'll get
honestly,
to it.
I was reading an article about how hard it was for principal photography for that movie. Okay, so principal photography is like when they're actually like filming the movie.
Oh, sure.
It was insane. Like they ran out of budget. They were like on like it was
Wow.
honestly insane. Like
Yeah.
I don't even remember. But basically everything that was bound to go wrong, like, went wrong.
Yeah, I saw that. He broke his hand on the set while I was, like, reading up on it. Yeah, agreed. I will say, when you watch it, it is Monkey Man. If y'all don't know anything about it, it's just a new movie that came out, directed by Dev Patel, his directorial debut, King. And
loved him in Green Knight.
Oh,
that
Green
movie
Knight was
that was
awesome.
another movie I was predicting
Green
stuff
Knight
in,
was awesome.
but it was like heavily tied to literature, so I was using a lot of like literary.
Oh, that's cool.
Devices,
yeah,
whatever.
It felt very like it was like book movie.
Like, okay,
bit.
sorry, we're kind of sidetracking. You know the scene in the forest when there's like the fox. I saw the fox and I was like, something bad's about to happen. I was like, he's about to get tricked or something, because foxes represent like trickery and stuff
Makes
like that.
sense.
I was like, he's about to get like swindled or something. And then guess what happens? He gets swindled. He gets all because Barry Keoghan.
Yeah,
he shows up and he's like, help, I need help or something. And then he gets he gets all this stuff taken.
Oh, dude, that movie was so good. Yeah, there you go. Literary.
There you go.
Foxes. If you see a fox, check your local hunting laws before you shoot a fox or any animal. Did you know that you cannot kill, like, if you're driving and you see a goose, you can't run it over?
Why would you want to kill a goose?
No. Don't worry. I love birds, obviously, but just like in general, you would think you could run one over. Like,
why would you think that you would?
No. Some people would think that. I do love that it's protected by the law.
Who would think that? Like a psychopath?
Yes.
Do you I can't even imagine the damage you would do to like your tires if you hit a goose.
They're not that big.
They're like, they've got to be like,
if you have like a
dense
truck
or something. Those things are kind of big.
They're
it's probably like the size of the tripod.
Yeah, we have a goose on that. Yeah, that's scary. They're scary.
They're scary. I avoid them at all costs.
Yeah.
Oh
anyways, back on track.
Anyway,
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
Oh, we're going all the way back.
I don't know where we are anymore.
No. The list that we weren't allowed to watch as kids, and have now. Harry Potter, agreed. Like, wasn't allowed to watch it, but it was good. I think so. Actually, I ended up reading the first two books. Listening on audiobook, I guess.
Oh, that counts. That totally counts.
Thanks. Yeah, I think a lot of people don't recognize that.
If you don't think audiobooks count, you're a loser, and that's all I'm gonna say.
If you don't like audiobooks, then read.
I think that's what they do.
That's the alternative.
Or don't read. True.
Anyways. Watch movies. But yeah, I thought straight up, I was listening to the first two books. Phenomenal. Like, straight up, I felt engrossed. I was like, oh, this is exciting. Like, I feel like I'm a kid going to school and it's fun. I got bored. Like, I was like a little bit bored in the like second half, but like at least it's there.
Sure.
Yeah. Harry Potter.
Yeah.
A good.
She's cool.
Good 6.
I mean, we do not like J.K. Rowling, but like we can just pretend that it just kind of like manifested.
It just existed.
Yeah.
J.K. was like, J.K., I'm not writing this, and then it existed. That was pretty good. My fault. On to the next one. What else do you have?
Okay. Well, I guess it's your turn now, though.
Oh, perfect. I'm very excited about this.
Perfect.
Oh, I wasn't gonna say it. So we talked about Adventures of Billy and Mandy.
Yes.
We talked about Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
Which we both. Those were the two that we agreed. Like, we had similar experiences. Yeah. I'm gonna go into my third out of 4, and this one I'm not as excited to talk about, but it's something that I think is really interesting. Okay. So my parents, kind of along the same line of not being able to be like in witchcraft or just like not like real fantasy. I think they just didn't like fantasy, right? If it wasn't like,
okay,
yeah, whatever. I was not allowed to watch Pokemon.
I remember you told me this.
Which like, Pokemon is awesome. It's iconic. It's like everyone likes it in some capacity. Mm-hmm. Like, I can't watch this show. Okay, and to be fair, I don't think it was my parents. It was more like a little bit my grandma. It was like, these are like little demon animals, and it's like, it's Pikachu, man. Like,
he's just hanging out.
He's just electrifying shit.
He's just a little guy.
Yeah, it's not that deep. But I kind of was like sad. Okay, but here's actually something weird about this. I was able to watch and did watch Yu-Gi-Oh! Explain that.
I feel like Yu-Gi-Oh! Is like somehow darker.
100%. 100%.
That's really weird.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
But I think what's interesting about Pokemon is like it's such a part of like so many people's childhoods. Like, I would play the games. There's so much like lore, quote unquote, and just
lore.
Like, you know, how many Pokemons, whatever, all that. But
did you ever play the games?
So I did play the game.
Wait, which games did you play?
Ooh, one good questions. Soul Silver is my single favorite Pokemon game
Banger,
of all time.
literally
Of all
banger.
time.
Okay, I'm
Drop
glad
a
you
like
didn't
if you like Soul Silver. Truly.
I'm glad you didn't get Heart Gold because I was like,
Yeah.
I was
bro.
like, forget that bird. I want the dragon.
I'll
thing.
say it. Heart Gold was for white people.
Wow.
I'll say it. All my white friends had Heart Gold. I had Soul Silver.
Wait,
I'm not
hold on,
kidding.
hold on. I think my one white friend in elementary school or whatever actually had Heart Gold.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Pokemon Black and
Lugia
White.
was black. Lugia was black. Lugia was black.
Absolutely.
That's a black king right there.
I was thinking Queen. Is it a guy?
I think it might be genderless.
I think it's genderless.
I don't know. I don't.
That's so good. Pokemon's awesome. I will absolutely let my kids play Pokemon. You get to.
Yeah, she's both.
She's both.
She's both.
They're both.
They are both.
They're both. Lugia. And then here's one thing I will point out about Pokemon that I think is underrated that people don't recognize. I was one of the top readers as in elementary school because I'm convinced because of Pokemon. 100%. I'm reading dialogue every day.
Okay, I'm like, what?
No, sorry. Sorry.
Okay, no. Okay, I see the connection now.
Yeah, I'm reading
Okay,
dialogue
true.
as a young child. Hours out. Ding, ding, ding,
No,
you know,
literally.
hit fast. Like, I was a fast. And to this day, I can spell really well. I'm like a okay reader.
Spell something.
Give me something to spell.
Spell,
100%.
spell,
Pineapple?
no.
That's too easy.
Spell Revelations.
Revelations.
Spell it again?
I might have fucked it up. Revela.
No.
Revelations?
Oh, wait.
Revel.
Oh my God, wait.
Tions.
I spelled it wrong.
I'm the goat. I told you. Let's go.
I was like, wait.
I'm telling you, I'm a pretty good speller, and it's because in sophomore year of high school, I won my spelling bee. Yeah.
Okay.
And I ended on the word Colonel, and they were like, "No, not like popcorn."
Not like that, yeah.
And I was like, "Are you kidding me? I played Call of Duty." COLONEL.
Period. Mic drop.
We're not actually
Yeah.
dropping these.
The crowd was like, Kenny, we love you. They were
And I
like
was
flowers.
Shut up.
Spell shut up.
I was like, leave me alone. Anyways, I truly think Pokemon was good for children.
Child.
For childs. It was just great. I think it was like I learned a lot about like reading and like friendship and like
So
training. Like the idea of training up your Pokemon to be whatever these certain
The very best. That no one ever was. Dun, 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 to train them is my real test. I think I messed up. But gotta catch 'em all. Dude was going crazy actually on that song though.
Yeah.
Like he ate
100%.
that up actually.
100%.
Yeah.
And I feel like it like spearhead. Wait, is Japanese? Yeah, Pokemon's Japanese. It like spearheaded Japanese media in the States. I would argue it'd be one of the
Really? You don't think Dragon Ball did that?
Time out. One of the catalysts.
Okay.
Definitely not the only.
Okay.
Dragon Ball definitely did it. I'd never watched Dragon Ball, but
I never watched Dragon Ball.
but I agree.
My
with
grandfather was really into Dragon Ball.
that. Really?
But I was like,
That's kinda
I'm
cool.
not watching that. I don't like that.
How young is your grandfather?
He's old.
And he just was rocking Dragon Ball.
I guess so. I think his
That's
son
awesome.
liked it.
there it is.
Yeah, and then he was like, I could get with this.
That's what's up.
Which cool.
Yeah.
But I just couldn't get with it. I was like, I'm
Yeah.
bored. And also I was like 7 and I was like, I don't want to watch this.
Yeah, no.
I don't
I will say here's one thing about Pokemon that I do think is a little lame. The cards. I'll say it.
I don't understand how to play the card game. Like, I don't get that.
Well, I dislike that no one plays the card game. They just collect the cards.
No, people play the card game.
Oh, for
you
real?
are not hanging out with
My
like
fault.
real nerds
Nah, I
/
wasn't.
losers.
Slash losers is crazy.
There's literally a place like 15, 20 minutes away from here where they have like card game tournaments, like Magic, The
Oh.
Gathering, and like Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh.
No, I can get behind that.
Yeah.
I can get behind that.
I mean, honestly, watching it's a little boring, but like,
Yeah.
I used to collect the cards a little bit, but I had no idea how to use
And
them.
me too.
I was like, I don't know how to use this.
Yeah.
It's like, I just want the nice shiny cards.
Right, but then you see people like Logan Paul buying like $1 billion Pokemon card. It's like, dude,
I'm
what are
sorry?
you doing?
I'm sorry?
Yeah, straight up. Billion might be a lot, but he spent a lot of money on
Billion.
a Pokemon.
Do you know what card it was? Was it a
Some
Charizard?
probably some yeah. Some
Was it like the what
Charizard.
is it? It's like the something Charizard. It's like
Yeah.
the
Scorched
rarest
Earth
one.
Charizard. Yeah.
I can't even remember, but I'm pretty sure it's like the rarest one is like a Charizard or something like that. Also,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be so real. Whenever I had a Charizard on my team, he was super mid. I was like, I don't get it. He's not good like at all.
Yeah.
He's
I'd
not
much
good.
rather have like a Dragonite. 100%.
Yeah.
Sick. Dragonite
Banger.
was the go.
Wait, that's actually funny. Wait, isn't it? It's Dragonite and then Charizard,
No, it's
or are they separate?
they're separate. They're separate.
Okay.
I'm thinking of the dragon. It's like a Dragonair. Yeah.
Is it like blue and white?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
and then
yeah.
it evolves into like
She was
an
a
orange.
cutie patootie.
Yeah, she
I
was.
love her.
She's so sweetie.
Um.
Like a little pet.
Ooh. What? Okay. More on Pokemon because I love Pokemon.
I like
I
this.
haven't played any of the games in like several years because I didn't really like the one that came on the Switch. The first one that was on the
Yeah,
Switch.
Sword and Shield, I think.
Yeah. After Sword and Shield, I was like, I think I'm done here
100%.
because I didn't really like it that much. But I was like,
Yeah.
it's like whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. What kind of starter would you pick?
Ooh. Just in general.
Yeah, like usually because I feel like most people kind of do the same thing.
Yeah. You know what? I'll be honest. I was a water type.
That makes sense.
Yeah. The dude in Pokemon Diamond when I got the
I love
the
that.
freaking Pinplup and it like evolved into this giant like emperor penguin with swords.
That was iconic.
Oh my gosh. I
Icon.
was so hyped.
Icon.
It's so fun. And then like Totodile turns into like this giant alligator, like water. Like that's cool as shit. Like
That's very cool.
Pokemon's awesome.
I was a fire girl. I was like, sorry, it's
That
the easiest
checks
way
out.
to get past the first gym. Also, they're cool. Okay, but people who
Checks
picked
out.
grass, I'm like, do you just hate yourself? Because like you're getting beat up. Like
Yeah,
unless you
yeah.
grind like crazy, like you are being sent back from the first gym like several times.
Yeah. Unless you had that one starter, it was like a turtle. and
Turtwig?
Turtwig, bro. He had the
He was
like,
pretty sturdy.
ground. He evolved into like a ground.
He was pretty sturdy, yeah.
Yeah, that was sick.
God, what was
Sturdy.
the what
My fault.
God, okay. It was the Unova region.
Okay.
It was like
Before.
No.
I don't know.
Actually, I
regions.
had Pearl. No, Pearl was my first Pokemon game. Pearl
Oh yeah. Pearl
DVD.
Pearl trademarked. Maxine coming out soon. Probably gonna be mid.
Probably gonna be mid, unfortunately.
Dude's 1 for 3. I said that to Maria. She was like, "Hey, be nice. Like it might be good." I was like, "Girl,
Girl,
he's 1 for 3."
he's 1 for 3.
I'm
Like
so glad you didn't like X.
I
I
didn't
thought
like
that
X.
people-
I thought it was mid.
It was so bad.
I was like, I think it's a bit mid. Oh yeah, okay, that's okay. I was right. Chimchar,
Chimchar.
he was
the
my first.
Goat.
Infernape,
Infernape was
Dude.
the goat, dude.
cleared.
Wow.
Cleared. Once you got that one
Wow.
like fighting
Uh-huh.
move,
Close combat. I know exactly what
you're
you're talking
done.
about. Yeah.
You're so
Yeah.
so done. Like we're so back.
Cooked.
We're
That's
so
sick. Wait, okay. What's the most recent Pokemon game you played then?
Sword and Shield.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Same,
Yeah.
same. You need to play Arceus or Arceus.
Okay. Is it the Let's Go?
No.
It's
It's
just-
called Legends Arceus.
Okay. Slay.
Really fun. It's
Mm.
the first time they like switch up, and you like run with Pokemon. You catch them like in like live. Like you always see them out.
They did that in
That
Sword
makes
and
sense.
Shield, and I was like, "That's okay, I
It's
guess."
better in Arceus.
Oh,
for sure.
okay.
For sure.
Slay. Okay,
It's genuinely a
slay.
good game.
Because I was sad because in Soul Silver you had your little Pokemon walk
Yeah,
around with
around
you,
with
and
you.
I was like, "What do you mean they can't walk around with us anymore?"
That was so fun though, low key. You didn't like it? Like a little sprite behind
No,
you?
I love that, but then they took
Oh,
it
yeah.
away, and I was
Yeah,
like, "Where's my
yeah.
baby?
Yeah, you're right.
Give me my baby
Give
back."
me my little baby. So
Yeah,
good.
Pokemon. We love Pokemon in this household.
Yeah.
I think I was okay to watch Pokemon.
That's good. Did you? If you could watch it.
Yeah,
did
it came on very early. Like as soon as we woke up,
Yeah.
like it was there, so we had to
Yeah.
catch it or not.
Uh-huh.
So
Well, I will say I did end up watching a couple episodes like growing up. I remember there was one where they like went into like a haunted house, and of course it was like the Ghastlies and stuff, and like that's just cool.
yeah,
Like it's just cool. It's like a animated ghost animal.
literally just like a good show
Yeah, exactly.
with
Like,
little creatures. Like
yeah.
it's chill.
It's awesome.
It's never that deep.
It's like if anything, Pokemon's the most non-deep. Like
I know.
it's just catch 'em all. It's
Yeah.
not that crazy. Do y'all think that when you catch one, it's like in limbo? Like the Pokeball is like.
I'm
what
pretty
do they
sure
do?
they said in the lore, like it's basically like a little home in the ball.
Oh, that's
so like
awesome.
they're like straight up chilling.
Wait, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Like Club Penguin. Like it reminds me of like a Club
Oh, the
Penguin
igloo?
Yeah, that's like what I envision. Like you. Throw
That's
one
kind of
in
what I
one.
think too.
You see what I'm saying? They
Yeah.
Like, go down and it's like a little.
They're just like literally hanging out.
That's sick.
And that makes me feel
That's
good.
sick.
Um
Yeah, that makes me feel good. Your turn. Hit it up.
So my last thing that I could really think about was the Exorcist movie, the original, whenever it came out, like the 80s or whatever. I hate it's so hard when you have to say movies and like usually like to be like correct, you have to say like the year after the movie. And I'm like, I don't remember. Okay, so apparently it was 1973. I watched that literally before the podcast.
I walked in and we kept watching.
Yeah, Kenny watched like the later half with me.
Pretty crazy.
It was a little crazy. I did jot down some notes of like analyses. So I guess I'll do a synopsis first. So basically, like, God, it's like the beginning, like the first 10 minutes, it's like awakening the demon, and it's like super boring. I'm not even gonna lie. I was zoned out. Basically, this archaeologist or whatever finds this thing and it awakens the demon, and it's just like zooming all over the place, and like it's like possessing people or something, and eventually it ends up with this like actress's like daughter or something, and obviously like we know the little girl, it's like she gets possessed, like we know her, but there's like this side plot which I wasn't even aware that the priest had such a big role in this film. But like it's also like his mother just passed away, and like I'm pretty sure it's because of the demon, so like he's also like being a little emo and stuff. So yeah, anytime there's like a scene with the priest, I kind of skip forward because it was always dragging on. I'm gonna be so real, I probably didn't give this movie the respect that it deserves, but
me too though.
Yeah, but it was just like dragging, and I was like, please. And I don't like when horror movies give you like little sprinkles of like horror, and it's like it lasts like 30 seconds. I'm like, I'm bored, and it's like I know you're doing this to like keep me into the end, but it's like I need more.
Yeah.
Anyways, my analyses. So Pazuzu is the name of the demon.
Fire name.
It's pretty cool.
That's sick.
I think he's Mesopotamian, something. Ancient civilization-esque. So apparently he's the demon of the southwestern wind. And so there's a lot of wind in the movie. Yeah. So like when we first see Regan, she was like in a bed and her window's open and her curtains are like bellowing and the wind's a little crazy. I was like, oh, that's crazy. And there's this other shot with these two nuns? And their robes are like just like blowing in the wind, like that's so cool. Like heavenly. And I'm like, okay, there's a lot of like wind in this movie.
That's cool.
And so the actress comes home, the mother, the actress, she comes home and she's asking Regan like how her day was, and she's saying that her and her nanny met this man in the park, and he had a gray horse. Okay. And like the man like let Regan like ride the horse and like for like an hour or so, and like she was having a really great time. And I was like, gray horse. And I was like, Book of Revelations 6:8. Because you know, like the apocalypse, it's like the four men, they ride on their four horses. I was like, I think gray is one of the horses. So, and she just Regan keeps saying, it's like, oh, the horse was gray. It was like, get it, audience, the horse is gray. It was like really like hinting. Yeah. They were doing it was a little heavy-handed, but I definitely got it. Anyways,
Bible app, I'm looking this up in Revelations.
Oh, okay.
Unless you already have it.
No, I have it.
Oh, you don't? Yeah, heck yeah.
Actually, she said the horse was. No, she did say it was gray, but in the Bible it says, the quote is, "And I saw a gray horse, and the name of him who was seated on it was Death, and hell came after him." Either she said gray or pale or something, whatever. Anyways, same difference. And I was like, ooh. I was like, okay, foreshadowing. We love that. I was like, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. And there's just some other notes in here. Like,
real quick, I appreciate your love for the literary devices used. I know we talked about it earlier.
What can I say?
I would see that and be like, oh, gray? Like, that's dumb color for a horse, and keep moving. Like, I just like don't think about those things.
It was really heavy-handed, and I'm assuming since it's such like a religious movie, I'm like, there's definitely gonna be like some religious themes in here. So, and I'm sure there were some things that I missed as well, but those really stood out to me, and those were towards the beginning. But whatever.
Cool.
And then there were just like random notes in here. Like there's this one scene where Regan, because the mother notices that Regan starts acting a little crazy, and she's like, okay, obviously we're to take her to the doctor, which totally normal thing to do. And so there's like this procedure where they have to, and I guess this is how it was in like the 70s, they have to like go through her neck to get some sort of x-ray or something, and so they put this like long tube in her neck, and it was just like squirting blood, and I was like, I was like, okay, that's a little gross. And like I'm usually fine with like gore and blood, but I don't know, that was just really gross.
Interesting.
And then it was just like the doctors, they were acting so stupid, and I'm like, oh my god, people acting stupid in horror movies. It is forever a theme. Because like at one point the doctors were in the house trying to like monitor Reagan, and like the bed was like shaking and objects were flying, and they were like, well, you know, like, God, one of the doctors was like, you know, when you're sort of in this state, you have like abnormal strength. I'm like, how is she making the bed move? She's lying on the okay.
Like, hey man, you did not study this. Like you
be
don't
serious.
know anything.
Be
so
for real right now. I was like, okay. Like pictures falling. Oh, it's just coincidence. I would be up out of I would be speed dialing a priest. I was like, this is like supernatural. Like,
right. Well, I mean, later in the movie when I was here, there was like legit an earthquake in the room.
Literally.
And it's like, oh, she just was lifting extra heavy.
She was just, she's acting a little crazy.
Yeah, she's really heavy today. Strong. Like, shut up. She's obviously possessed, bro.
She's so obviously possessed. And it's just like, oh my, like, I just couldn't. I couldn't. But honestly, the movie, it was okay. It was fine.
Yeah.
I mean, oh my God, the special effects, crazy.
Yeah.
They were so good.
Really good.
Oh my God, they were incredible. Also, I didn't realize how graphic the movie was. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
That's, but also, I don't know what I expected because it's literally like a demon. So it's like, okay, I expect something to be like really vulgar. I don't even want to repeat it because it just kind of makes me like,
Yeah.
It was gross.
Words.
Kenny saw some of it, and I was like, "Oh my God!"
Yeah, I came in, and I was like, I had my Jimmy John's per usual. Please sponsor us. Had my Gatorade. Well, we don't want Jimmy John's. Actually, you know what? I want Jimmy John's. I'm fighting.
Okay, I'm like,
anyways,
all right.
Eating my Jimmy John's on the couch. I have a very weak stomach, and the demon starts throwing up on the pastor, and I was like,
pretty gross.
It was disgusting. Foul.
It was like Nickelodeon slime.
Yeah. Disgusting.
Maybe even thicker. It was
on
pretty
the
gross.
Face. Threw up on the dude's face.
Yeah. It's
Foul.
pretty gross.
It was pretty gross.
It's kind of funny though.
But I did like did not like the ending.
You didn't like the ending?
I told you I was like, yo, it's kind of like.
I mean, what did you expect was gonna happen?
Well, I just thought he like could have survived that. Is what I was saying.
So basically, at the end, the priest is like, take me, and so the demon jumps into the priest and like he throws himself out of the window. It's like 2 to 3 stories, okay?
Nah,
and then there's like
you got it.
Well, like 3 flights of stairs to like a concrete floor. Dude is obviously dead.
I could win that.
Again, he's like
100%.
Dude should have just ate that. Like, no.
Yes, bro. Our bodies are so powerful. I'm jumping
but
off
they're
2
so
stories.
weak at the same time.
That's true.
Like, especially his head. Like, honestly, the first bump, like, he's probably, like, brain damaged for life.
Too. He went head first.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
He straight
like,
up died.
Dove. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Kenny.
I could do it, though.
Do it right now. We'll go up to the 3rd floor.
Be so for real?
We'll jump. I mean, you'll jump.
Well, like, second. We said 2 stories.
Do you really? Honestly, if you jump from my balcony, I think that you'd be fine.
Yeah. You see what I'm saying?
But, okay, but you have to dive, though. You've got to dive.
And go downstairs.
Okay, true.
Okay, stairs, I genuinely don't think... Well, okay, let me not say that. Because stairs can be dangerous.
I'm like, you can't even stop yourself. Like, you just have to wait till you hit the bottom.
That's true.
Plus, like, you're gaining momentum.
Yeah. You know, I have no sympathy.
Whatever.
Because I've never fallen downstairs. But I kind of want to.
I've never fallen down the stairs.
That's like... It sounds scarier than I'm actually
It does not sound good at all.
Jeez, it's like all sharp edges.
True.
And yeah, I know he was cooked.
Well, what if it was carpeted?
I'll take it back. Carpeted, you're just having fun. It's like sledding at that point.
That's crazy.
You're like fall downstairs, you're having a good time. You're like, oh,
no.
That's awesome.
I don't know.
That's awesome.
That's okay. Also, my only like, I guess like interaction with The Exorcist before actually watching the movie was Scary Movie 2 because the opening scene is a parody of it.
Oh.
And like,
but the whole movie isn't?
No.
Okay. It
like mashes up a bunch of horror movies and puts it into like one of them. And the thing is with scary movies, so the first one, that's like an entire parody of like Scream and a few others.
Yes, right.
And it's funny because I saw Scary Movie before I saw Scream, and because I saw Scary Movie, I knew who the killer was. And I was like, so it kind of follows true.
That's funny.
And it's funny because there was a piano scene in both of the films, and it was pretty accurate. Obviously, there was like comedic gags as well, but it was pretty accurate. And like the part where the girl was like, "Your mother sucks bleeps in hell," that was also in Scary Movie, and I just thought that was Scary Movie being funny. Love Scary Movie. I love 1 and 2. The second one's obviously better. Are they a little problematic in this day and age? Yes, but it's a product of its time, and I do think it holds up, and I think it's still a little funny. I also love just the parody genre in general.
That's interesting. I've never heard the idea of it's the product of its time. I've heard that in some instances, but I wonder like how much of that is like passable. You know what I mean?
I mean, I don't think it's like, oh, well, this is okay because it was fine back then, but it's just like they're making this joke because it was like okay at the time.
Yeah, there's a
like
difference.
I feel like you can't really like wokeify older things because like probably at that time they probably thought that was fine.
And it's already happened.
Yeah.
Like it's not like they're doing it today and it's like, oh yeah, that's good. That's fair. Yeah, good movie. What would you rate it?
Extras?
Yeah.
Like a 7.
Yeah. Are we a out of 10 podcast or out of 5?
I do 10. I feel like 5 is really hard to do.
Super limiting.
Because when it's like 3, it's like, oh, so that's a 7. And it's like, no. I'm a tenner. I'm a dime.
Nice to meet you, Tenner. I'm a dime. Yeah, I like that. I like that.
I don't understand how people rate it. You're what?
You said I'm a tenor. I'm a bass. Like singing.
Yeah.
My fault.
His fault. Anyways,
it was so good.
Yeah, I thought it was fine.
Yeah,
I think she's really good for her time.
Yeah.
I'm sure people in the 70s were going crazy. Yeah. Oh, I haven't even told you why I wasn't allowed to watch that movie.
That's what I was gonna ask.
So my mom, she said she watched it or parts of it when she was younger, and it scared her so bad that she didn't want us to watch it. And so like also any like possession sort of like demonic revolving around sort of movies as well, so those were banned from our household as well, because it's like you said earlier, it's like you watch it and like you'll be possessed or something, or it's like you're bringing negative energy into the household and stuff like that. So that's the reason why. So sorry mom, I watched it, but it was for the podcast. It was for the podcast.
You weren't alone. I came in and the back.
So true. Kenny was here to make sure I didn't get possessed by anything.
Although your apartment is possessed. Because the wind was flying, the doors open and closed.
Okay, that is really funny because...
Horrifying.
Yeah,
Horrifying.
The balcony door, it did slam shut at one point.
Yep. Mid-movie.
Oh, was it the part where she was like getting exercise?
I think so.
Yeah.
Very horrifying.
I was fine.
Anyways, I was fine. I looked up, you said 1973?
Yeah.
I looked up big events in 1973 because I'm kind of curious. We weren't alive by several years. The United States' first space station was launched into orbit.
Okay.
Pretty neat. Billie Jean King and Bobby Riggs competed in the Battle of the Sexes.
Oh, the tennis thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Match. Didn't really know anything about that. And then oil embargo triggered an energy crisis in America. Cool.
Oh, this reminds me. You know how some movies are like, oh my God, the set was like cursed and stuff. Yeah. So The Exorcist was one of those. I think there was like injuries, like some random fires and stuff like that.
Was it possessed on the set? Like, were they scared of demonic things or just like things were
It was just like
wrong?
bad things were happening on the set because like the subject of the movie. I'm sure they like were like, oh, is this happening because we're doing this movie about demons and stuff like that? Right. And it's like, well, maybe sometimes stuff just goes like really wrong. Yeah. But I do tend to notice like a lot of these like demonic or like horror movies. It's like, good Lord, like someone's died or like someone's injured or like there's some bad thing going on. That seems to be a theme somehow. I don't know. I think it's all just kind of superstition, to be completely honest. But shrug.
Yeah, it's not that deep.
I don't think it's that deep.
You talked about like your mom not letting you watch this because it's too scary. I had something similar, but it wasn't really my parents. But anyways, I watched The Grudge, which is an older movie.
Oh,
2004.
Okay, yeah.
This was made.
Yeah.
I watched that in college for the first time. Probably one of the scariest movies I'd seen.
I have never seen The Grudge in its entirety. I've seen pieces of it.
Highly recommend.
And it had pieces of it in Scary Movie.
Oh, really? Yeah. Actually, I think I've seen the Scary Movie with The Grudge in it.
Which is, that scene well, one of the scenes was a little problematic. Honestly, it was just problematic.
Yeah, fair.
But yeah, that's
Yeah.
my only real interaction with that movie.
Very scary. Highly recommend.
I heard it.
should
I
watch
mean,
it.
I hear it's great. Like
Yeah.
the early 2000s Japanese horror, like
So good.
Ringu. It's like The Phone Call or something, and like The Grudge. Like they were in their
So
bag.
good,
They were
dude.
in their bag.
So good. I just remember being like, wow, like it was probably one of the first like older horror movies I'd watched, and I was like, stands up so well. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10.
So what's your final,
My final-
banned movie?
Final and last. It's not a movie, and it's not a TV show, but it is in fact a video game that is now a TV show. The Last of Us.
Oh my god, I
The
forgot.
Last of Us. So good.
You have to explain like the
I
reasoning
will
behind
explain,
that.
and I'm very frustrated at my parents still for this. But long story
Not
short,
you
if
sitting
haven't
up,
seen
it's
it-
serious.
This is serious. If you haven't seen The Last of Us, you should. It's a TV show out now on HBO, I think. Yeah, or Max, excuse me.
Who cares?
And yeah, who cares? This is money.
Sponsors.
Yes. Well, yeah. Who cares? Who cares? I love you. I love you, Max. It's a TV show on Max. There's zombies. Basically, it's another like zombie.
It's a
movie
zombie.
show.
Yeah.
But I think what's so fantastic about the story in the show is that the main protagonist is like
Joel.
Joel
We love him.
and Ellie, and
Yeah.
it's like a father-daughter kind of relationship as they travel across trying to find a cure and do all these things and not to find a cure.
Well, to
Provide
deliver
the
Ellie
cure.
to the Fireflies, which is like a
Right.
resistant group. Yeah.
Yeah, because Ellie is immune to zombie things that make you
Zombie.
zombies.
Yeah.
Really good, really good story. Highly recommend. The second season is gonna be amazing. The second. and
Oh my
third
god, they are
season.
doing a second season. Okay, yeah.
Because the second game, Last of Us 2, is
Yeah.
my favorite story of all time. Period.
This is crazy because The Last of Us is actually one of my favorite video games along
That's
with
what's up.
Undertale, but I've never played the second one.
We have to talk about.
I
Undertale
just
later.
feel like I just know it's like really sad, and I'm like, I know that will like
Very.
hurt my chest in a way that I do not want to experience. But
Very.
I truly want to play it. I truly want to play it
Ayana,
one day.
If you liked the first one,
Mm-hmm.
the second one is leaps and bounds better.
I'm
I'm not kidding.
the grief that I will experience, I
Yeah.
just can't.
Yeah.
And basically, I know everything that happens in it, but just to put yourself behind the controller and be a part of it, it's like,
I'm not gonna spoil anything because I think that it's so.
I know
there's so
everything
much
that
story.
happens. It's literally okay.
But I'm thinking like, I think that there's so much more.
Like when I
than
tell
what's
you, I know
on.
every
Oh,
single
you watched
thing.
like.
I've
Or you read on it?
I've read on it. I've watched
Oh, that's
playthroughs.
what's
I know
up.
basically.
That's what's up. Then you're absolutely right. It is absolutely. It's emotional turmoil in a series of events is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my favorite game of all time, hands down. Anyways, the show. I am, I don't know, 17 maybe. My dad like got me the game or something, and I literally booted it up. I started playing. I was so excited in our like little playroom, and I like literally play 5 minutes. My mom walks downstairs, which she never like comes in the room when I'm playing. Like I'm just vibing, doing my thing. She looks at the TV, watches me for 5 minutes without saying anything,
Uh-oh.
and I was like, I was sweating.
No.
You know that Key and Peele skit where he's like, doo-doo, doo-doo. I was literally sweating, and I was like, oh, I know exactly what's gonna happen. And she's like, yeah, take this out and return it. I've never been
That
so hot. I
is
was so
crazy.
upset. I was so, and I think to make matters worse, it was the one and only game my mom's ever done that with, ever, in my entire life. She just for some reason was like, this game's too much. I was like, are you kidding? I think it's because
Wait, 5 minutes? I don't even think anything's. Oh, okay. Well, the opening scene is a little upsetting,
Yeah.
but like,
Yeah.
if anything, it's like a drama movie.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think the fact that it was more realistic of a game, she didn't appreciate.
Okay, this is actually really funny because when I was playing that, my ex stepfather, we don't like him.
Heard. Screw 'em.
Screw he was watching me play and he was like, "Oh, what movie are you watching?" And I was like, "What?" He's like, "What movie are you watching?" I was like, "This is a video game." He's like, "Oh my god, I couldn't even tell." But to be
Yeah.
honest, he was a little stupid, so I don't know.
Damn.
Sorry.
But
But
no,
yeah.
it does look good and even better now. The second one's even better.
Yeah, with like the remaster and everything.
yeah.
Like that.
But my mom was like, no, and so I had like for the first like I couldn't weasel my way out of it. I legit returned it. Didn't-
Weasel my way out.
Yeah, I legit returned it. Didn't play it for another 5 years. Come to find out, both of my younger brothers played them.
all the way through. I hate that. I hate being the eldest brother.
Whatever.
Ridiculous. I have an older
Ridiculous.
sister. I didn't want to like disgrace her name. But I will say I did end up playing it. I ended up playing the second one. Amazing stories. Love it. I will let my kids play them when they're 18 or whenever. I don't know. Just such a good story. I'm so sad my mom robbed me of that experience. Man,
I hate that for you.
love The Last of Us.
I love The Last of Us.
But yeah, it's a TV show, and they actually added more in the TV show than in the video game.
Oh.
Have you not seen the show?
No.
Girl, it's so good.
I watched like 2 episodes and I was like, yeah, I think I'm done here.
It is kind of like repetitive if you've played the game.
I couldn't. It just could not hold my attention, unfortunately.
Dude, the 3rd episode is the best.
Which was the 3rd episode?
The
gay
Dale,
people?
yeah.
I heard that one's really
saying
good.
Gay people is crazy.
The gay people episode.
Is
Didn't that episode win an award
Yeah,
or something?
yeah, it did.
Yeah.
it was
I
Nick
mean, I hear
Offerman.
it's good.
It was so good.
So
It's
good.
about love, man. They were in love.
Yeah.
They-
And one of them died. Killed himself. So,
Whoa, come
Sorry,
on,
that's-
come on.
That's actually so insensitive.
Technically, it was like assisted. It wasn't like a. Anyways, you know what? We won't get into it. Great game, great show. Highly
Wait,
recommend.
were they in the
Watch it.
game?
They were in the game. Nick Offerman's character was in the game, and they expounded on his background.
Oh,
in the
okay. Because I was
Yeah.
like, wait a second. I don't remember that
Show. Yeah,
at all.
really good.
Yeah.
10 out of 10.
Are you talking
Sorry.
about my TV?
No, that was the ghost.
I actually got this from someone at
I
a
like it.
yard sale.
I like it.
His name is Banner. He went to App, and I think that he
Wait.
knows it.
Sorry, keep going.
What were you saying?
I think I know him. That's all I was gonna
You
say.
might, because I think he knows Zen.
Oh, word.
hmm
His name is Banner?
Banner.
Like Bruce Banner? Like Hulk?
Banner.
That's sweet.
Banner.
Wait, is it Bruce Banner? Hulk? Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah. I love this guy.
That's
It
good
is
TV. Does it work?
insanely. Oh, yeah, she works.
Oh, so I could play Fortnite on this, and we could have played together. Instead, you said, no, I don't play
Oh,
Fortnite.
no, because it has the. Oh, wait, I think
The
the back, the
AV
3.
cables, yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, if you want to figure out how to hook that up, you can. But no, she works. Also, it's
fire.
like 50 tons.
Yeah, 100%.
It's so heavy. It was like,
Why did they really need that? Like,
I don't know why they did
look
that.
how thin they are now. Like, you don't need them.
Right.
Yeah.
But she's so beautiful.
Yeah,
She's my
100%.
favorite piece probably in my living room.
I think growing up with, in college? Or
No.
right now?
I just got this like recently.
Oh, that's what's up.
Maybe like January or something.
That's what's up.
hmm
We had a 50-inch one as a kid. Like, it was like this big, too.
Oh my god.
That thing legit weighed, I think, like 200 pounds. Like, straight up. Like, we could not move it. It stayed in my living room. We watched iCarly, which Dan Snyder sucks. And we, like, ate pizza. It was the greatest TV ever.
God, I remember when I was like super young.
Missed
You know those
days.
like really, really old TVs? They were
Uh-huh.
like brown and like beige
Uh-huh.
with like the dial.
Yeah, yeah.
We had one of those in our house.
Like, in your kitchen or, like,
It
for
was
living
in our
room?
playroom.
That's sick.
And I was like,
You're, like, watching
just
wartime
watching.
announcements.
I think it worked.
It's just like,
Yeah. And then it just went away one day. And I was like, oh, okay.
oh, man. Yeah, that is, like, what happened to all those old TVs? It's
I
kinda weird.
don't know. It's actually funny because I was looking to buy an old TV. Thanks, Banner, because now I don't have to.
Thanks, Banner.
And people are crazy. They're like $200. I was like,
Ridiculous. This should be free.
I'm
My 4 favorite letters. I almost said 4 favorite words. Free.
free.
Free. Okay, real
Period.
quick, before we end the episode, we're almost
Mhm.
done. I did want to ask if you could think really quickly, what was a show that your family watched together or a movie that you were just like really happy about? Like they were excited to watch with you. And it was like the opposite of what we've been talking about, basically. I can go first.
Please. I was like, please go first because I'm thinking, okay, go.
My dad, if no one's seen it, you probably might not even ever seen this. My dad had this odd obsession with the show Blondie. It's like it was like an old comic book, like in the 40s comic book.
Good.
Yeah.
How old is your dad?
Are you for real? Let me stop. I'm playing. Well, he is, but like that was like an insane joke. My fault. He would have been maybe like 60.
Wait, he's actually
now.
dead?
Yeah, he passed away in 2021.
Oh my god, I'm sorry. I did
No, it's
not
okay.
know
No,
that.
it's alright. I was like doing it in a joking manner.
I was like,
That's my
don't.
gut,
I was
no.
like, that's crazy. If your dad's not dead and you joked about it,
Yeah,
that's
no,
crazy.
That would be
Okay.
sad if he wasn't and I joked about it. No,
Rest
that's my
in
dog.
peace to Mr. Morning,
He's the goat.
King.
Anyways,
He loved this comic book from the 40s that they turned into a TV show. And it was like a sitcom, all black and white, just like a family sitcom.
Oh.
And we watched every episode as a family. And it was like super sweet. But my older sister and I were like, Loki, why did he show us this white family living their life like episode after episode? Like it was like the weirdest thing he like did. But we all loved it because we got to get together, you know? Crazy.
I think that the only thing that really comes to mind is like catching the Proud Family before we went to school in the morning.
That's awesome.
And then my mother and father would like sneak glances, or like sometimes they'd just be like sitting down and we would just be watching it together. And then just making like Proud Family jokes around the house and just laughing at Oscar. Oh my god, he's so goofy. So also good. The mom Trudy, she is like she's basically my mom.
Really?
Yeah, I mean she's not a veterinarian, but like she's like super light skinned. People think she's like white or Asian. I don't know why.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Like the short red hair. My mom had red hair for like forever.
What?
Girl Boss.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Great show if y'all have not seen the Proud Family.
Love the Proud Family.
Animated, basically sitcom with all black.
With black people.
Black people. So good. Love that show.
Love that show.
Do you have siblings?
This is funny because I do have a sister, but she's dead.
We can bond on this. There you go. Happy episode.
And there we go.
And there we go. That's a wrap.
That's how we're ending this one. Yeah, yay.
Easy.
Thanks you guys.
Thanks for joining.
For tuning in. And I'm working on this thing. I'm working on having a motto for us. Okay, so like, thank you for tuning in to the Dogma 25. Thank you for taking the vow to always have a good time with the media around you.
Ooh. I am here for that.
Subscribe to Take the Vow.
And I'm going to give you a little bit of music as we end the episode. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do.
What is this song?
Just end it. I'm really messing that one up.